Good evening, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good night, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Let's get into the news this late Monday night. This is very amusing. I'm going to read you a couple of articles on intel agencies and also Democratic senators wanting a damage assessment that they didn't compile or analyze. When it came to Clinton's private servers with top secret intelligence siphoning classified data, ladies and gentlemen, for years without even President Obama knowing, without the United States government, think about that for a second. And you can read the statement by FBI Director James B. Comey on the investigation of Secretary Hillary Clinton's use of a personal email system July 5, 2016. It says right here. Although there is evidence, quote, although there was evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, it's right there. He told everyone Clinton was above the law. He stated there's evidence of violations of the statutes. I mean, it's actually right there. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. Question as a couple of things. Who asked for Comey his judgment on that? Nobody. That's why he was fired. Nobody asked for his judgment. He obviously took the side of the Democratic Party or the nominee at that point. And I want Clinton to be nominee again. Nobody will be happier on this planet than if Hillary Clinton becomes nominee in 2024. I'll vote for Trump a million times over. I do believe Trump would defeat Clinton again. But this has all the hallmarks of a Clintonian public relations done, just like when the Steele dossier source worked with a public relations executive linked directly to both Bill and Hillary, but they want a damage assessment of Trump. So we can go ahead and really quickly. We'll get back to that. But here, Warner wants damage assessment from Intel community. CBS News, NBC News. Intel officials will assess risk to national security from documents found at Trump. Here's the problem. They will never tell you categorically, they will never guarantee anything they say, they will never state. He damaged national security. This is exactly how he did. They will say things like, oh my goodness, it's possible that this took place. It's possible that that took place. And then with Clinton, you can look here. You have our judgment as no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. And then he talks about the most hilarious things here. In addition to letting the world know that some people are indeed above the law. So they keep making this claim that nobody's above the law. Well, we have Hunter, who, by the way, got former officials, and one person in the Federal Bureau of Investigation who resigned just recently. They all got Twitter to suspend the New York Post's account, okay, for actually reporting on graft, bribery, quid pro quo, pay-to-play schemes, kickbacks, okay. Which, by the way, you had one very famous liberal saying, oh, kickbacks, no big deal. Trump University is worse. What? How on earth is that even? How can see when you get down to liberal? If you were defending the indefensible based on liberal sensibilities, he'll just defend anything. There will never again be a Watergate moment in American politics because the Democratic Party side especially cannot look at anything objective in an objective manner. They can't look at anything objectively and say, well, this is pretty bad. This is actually worse than Trump University, actually the foundation that Bill and Hillary run, which is almost certainly a graft organization, just where money is funneled into the foundation and beneficial treatment took place. And we Uranium One as an example. You had 20% of U.S. uranium capacity at one point being sold to essentially the Kremlin. And President Obama, these aren't my words. That's Snopes. And that's the New York Times. Okay, I used to be on the left side, I'm citing their own publications that they revere. The New York Times helped break that story. Okay. And you can have, there's the UV yellowcake going to unknown locations that's within that New York Times article. The interesting thing is they want a damage assessment. And we never got a damage assessment for 4 years of private servers. So you have a situation where, we don't know what the damage is here. For example, 7 email chains concern matters that were classified at the top secret, special access program level when they were sent and received. These chains involve Secretary Clinton both sending emails about those matters, and receiving emails from others about the same matters. Well, we don't know what the matters are about. Where was the damage assessment? They want a damage assessment on Trump. I mean, that's hilarious. On boxes in Mar-a-Lago where there's no evidence that somebody stole those boxes, there's no evidence somebody took a copy machine and made copies of those boxes, or whatever was in the boxes. They could have indicted him already. See, here's the issue: you could have indicted Clinton, because she didn't commit crimes. Again, I want a Hillary Trump 2024. That'd be fantastic. But she did commit crimes, Hunter, we know. I mean, his photos are full of criminal activity, and videos and text messages and all that stuff. And Joe lied. Where the Pinocchio is in the Washington Post, he lied through his teeth. And when he was lying, while slurring his words through his teeth, about being aware of Hunter's business activity, because he was actually meeting with Hunter's business associates in the West Wing as vice president. We didn't have those emails, when Trump, almost certainly right yet again, was accusing Joe of altering U.S. foreign policy, forcing out a prosecutor. We didn't have the email that said, "How can you use your influence on the company's behalf?" Then the rebuttal is, "Oh, the email doesn't line up in terms of dates." There's no Graph 101 where an email or like a money flow has to line up and ascertain you're getting money. And the contractual obligation, of course, whether it's written or unwritten, is if you're getting millions of dollars, you're very likely going to do someone a favor. Either it's written down, or there's an unspoken agreement between people that are giving. Why do you think people give money to Hunter, or Bill and Hillary? Or anyone in the Democratic Party? Or Republican Party? Why do you think they give donations? Why do you think anyone gives a donation? They want something in return. Nobody just gives money away, in a political sense, without wanting something in return, and they get something in return. You forced out a prosecutor. But then when Democrats focus on the say, just for the algorithm mistype of information, it's mistype of information. Okay, that's called a rebuttal that you disagree with? Because they could simply say it's false information. It's false, but they can't say it's false. So you can't say that Hunter didn't receive emails from people that want to favors. One of the emails says, "How can you use your influence on the company's behalf?" But Democrats don't like is suspicion. That's why they say misinformation is harming people's lives. They don't like suspicion, or distrust. They want everyone to just abide by everything they say at all times. Because all the smartest people in the room agree with them. It could be about any topic. The problem is when they're proven wrong, when the reality or facts or data or evidence are clear violations of the law, and Clinton's emails or Hunter's emails are, Joe lying through his teeth. When you see the actual picture and you say, "Wow, these people are liars." Then they say, "My goodness, so many people believe things that aren't true." No, it's right here, for example, 17. And then Clinton is still saying she didn't have classified data. It's right here, 7 email chains concern matters that were classified at the top secret or special access program level at the highest level on servers. Okay. With respect to potential computer intrusion by hostile actors, we did not find direct evidence that Secretary Clinton's personal email domain in its various configurations says 2019 was successfully hacked. But given the nature of the system, we assessed that we would be unlikely we see such direct evidence. Of course, you would be unlikely to see. What are you going to do? Give you a thank you note? Where's the I would love to see the assessment, the damage risk, the risk assessment of Hunter's pay-to-play schemes, are Clinton's top secret intelligence on servers. Can we ever get that? We will never get that. We'll get the entire system saying, "Oh my God, Trump is a danger and national security," as you have actual criminal activity taking place on the Democratic Party side. And then they say that information isn't accurate. It's very accurate. It's a rebuttal to your absurd nonsense regarding Trump. It's very accurate. It refutes a bunch of your claims about Trump, him being a menace to society worse than Democrats now. You can make a rational, educated, logical case or argument that what Democrats have done with him, Hunter and Hillary, and just even one person having a romantic relationship with a foreign intelligence officer, allegedly. These things are far worse than anything Trump is done or accused of. They haven't. He hasn't done anything. They can't accuse him of anything, even in a court of law yet. It's been said, That meme where the Titanic survivor, this old lady, she's like 84 years old or 104. Now, whatever. More than that, whatever. It's been 84 years. That's the thing. It's going to be 84 years before they get an indictment of Trump. They might actually indictment 23, but they won't convict them because they can't compete and commit a crime. You could easily convict regarding top secret intelligence or any of Anto's emails that the Daily Mail and the New York Post broke. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Where's the damage assessment for all the criminal activity on the Democratic Party side? And look, it's not hyperbole. Look what happened in Nevada. You had a Democratic politician ending almost certainly. That's the case. Looking like he ended the life of a journalist in the Las Vegas Journalist Review, and that was a Democrat. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. If you're up for it. I'm gonna get back to work. Thanks for watching.